There are times God delays so we can gain more maturity and bear more fruit. All right? So you might think, wow, things are going great now. Why did God shut the door? Why did God block this? All right? This is the relationship between the vineyard keeper and the vines. There are times when he will trim back a vine that is bearing fruit, and he's waiting to the 3rd year because he knows that that vine is capable, and this is actually facts, it is actually capable of bearing fruit that is like 25 pounds heavy. All right, so that is how much fruit it can hold. But if he lets it go without trimming it back, the heavy fruit will damage the vine. And so he's trying to keep that vine from breaking, and he's trying to prepare it so that it can be even more fruitful, so he will deliberately trim it back. And I just thought about that, in my own life, and I just thought, there are times when God will close the door. And I would be so disappointed, and I would be thinking, like, why did God do that? Or why did God delay? Or why did this happen? Never did it occur to me that God was trying to give me more. Just think about that. It's not that he's trying to give you less, he's actually trying to give you more. Okay, and he feels that the vine is not strong enough. Okay, and why is he delaying? There are times I find that God delays, even at Inspire Women. What God showed me is when you have a campaign and you're trying to build a building and he said, it's not really the building I'm interested in. It's really the commitment of the people that can help you finish a building that is dedicated to my work. He said, so my interest is never a building. It's like I don't have more impact because of a building. I have more impact because of souls that are committed to me. So there are times that I will delay because I'm waiting for the people. The times that you will feel this delay in the ministry because you must wait for the people. Because the idea is you're trying to take the people on a journey so that they can now serve at their potential. The goal is always the heart of the people. Okay, sometimes God also delays because of the maturity of the leader. The leader needs to be more mature for where God wants to take the organization. So he slows things down a little because of the leader. Now I know that I have learned just by raising my kids, what I've witnessed over all the years is that growth takes time, right? Growth takes time. And I think that when I look at my kids, it's not that, they can't change the world. Yes, one day they will be able to change the world. But there are times when I'll tell them, not yet. Okay? There are times when they're so ready to leave the nest and they're so ready to conquer the world. And I'll say, not yet. Why? Because they don't have their foundation yet. There might be more education that I think they need to get. There just might be just more life experience I think they need to get. It's not because I'm trying to stunt their potential. I'm actually trying to protect their potential. Because the danger with letting a leader lead too soon is that you destroy the leader. Okay? If it's too soon, that whatever potential that leader has, what you have done is you've actually destroyed that potential because you've set them up to fail. They're not ready yet to soar at that level. So sometimes you've got to prune back the vine. I know with Inspire Women, the board will say, when we first started Inspire Women, they said, it's like you're raising an infant. Inspire Women was just an infant. It needed everything. Like we didn't have anything. There was no office, there was no money, there was no staff, you needed everything to try to feed this infant and to grow it. He said, then we saw Inspire grow into a toddler. And he said, then right now, Inspire is not an adult yet. I mean, it's still growing. It's probably maybe in its adolescent years, all right? So it's not an infant. It's got some foundation, but it's not fully grown. And what I saw in God and the delays, and I thought this was so amazing of God, because you see, when you're a mother and you start out with an infant, it's challenging enough to raise the infant. If someone told you then about all the issues you will have with teenagers, it would overwhelm you, because I'm even having trouble with an infant. Okay? But guess what? By the time you grow with that infant, till the time that infant becomes a teenager, you are now a parent who is ready to raise a teenager. Do you see that? It's like God grows you up so that the delay actually also matures you and grows you up to be the leader God wants you to be. So when God is delaying, don't get restless thinking God has forgotten you. Okay? He might be just pruning back the vine that is bearing fruit so that you can bear more fruit.